Welcome to my new series, Things They Don't Teach You in Real Estate School. Yes, we are getting into it, spilling the tea. Major issue. This one, I had to start with this one because it drives me crazy. Is this buyer full of expletive, okay? Us agents have to deal with this a lot. And it's not just women, men deal with it too. It's across the board. There's certain types of people that you have to deal with. On one hand, you have buyers who just aren't ready yet. And these are like our dream clients, to be honest. It makes our job most rewarding. They're not quite ready yet. You get to see them grow. You get to see the process. They might not be right in the right place for credit score or whatever the case may be. And they're coming to you and you're getting them on the right path to be able to finally buy a home. And in the other hand, you have people who are making you work for nothing. And they don't really have the best intentions for you as a person. So why would somebody do something like this? Well, there's a few reasons. Mental illness would be one, perverts, and I think the rise in all these real estate shows has a lot of people like, oh, I want to go and see what it's like to look at these beautiful homes or like experience the showing process, like the TV show. So I've experienced like a lot of agents don't like to like admit, I think, that they got, but like I don't really care. Like I'm going to tell you, they've gotten me before, especially when I first started out, and it's embarrassing. Like some idiot, got you to take them out and they're not doing anything. So I'm going to tell you guys a little stories of what I went through, and we can break it apart and you can learn how not to ever experience this yourself. So this is really for newer agents, but also for agents who are just starting on social media. Like this is something that comes up all the time when you're just starting to brand yourself on social media, because that's where they find you. Sorry, tea break. So the first one that I had, me and a gal that I was working with at the time, we had this guy come into an open house, and he said he claimed to be a horse breeder. He said he bred horses, and he wanted to buy some extravagant home, whatever. So we were, of course, excited because we've been doing these open houses for so long. We never gotten any bites. We were like, finally, somebody wants to look at houses with us. So we took him out and we went to a high-end new build community. And fortunately for us, the guy in the office recognized him because he had been in there before with other agents. And he said he's an Uber driver. So I was very new at the time, and I was like, oh my gosh, like people really do this. I was in shock, like I didn't know. So first rule of thumb, and they don't teach you this in real estate school, which is why I'm doing this. You need proof of funds and pre-qualification, first and foremost on anybody. And if anybody is hesitant about doing that for you, it's probably because they're full of it. Now, the next one that I had took it a step further. I had learned my lesson. You got to get pre-qualifications. You got to get proof of funds, bank statements, something, So I had this listing and he wanted to see it. He wanted to buy it. So I was so excited. Of course, I was asking for the things that I needed to do, like a normal agent would at this point. And he showed me, I'd met him for coffee. He found another house that he said he wanted to buy also. I was like, oh, you want to buy two houses? I got a little red flaggy. I felt the red flags coming up a little bit. So I'm like, I need to see your proof of funds. He shows me a bank statement on his phone, and it showed a large sum of money on it. So I was like, okay, maybe he's for real, all right. So then I set him up with my lender, and this is very important. Have a good lender, that you work with that can help you navigate through these sort of tough situations. And they're going to be really quick to figure out who's full of it and who's not. He asked for his bank statements, and the bank statements that he sent him, and my great lender that he is, figured out so quickly it was a fake bank statement from a fake bank in Hawaii. So I'm like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me, another one? So he then messaged me that he wanted, if he's gonna make such a big purchase, that he wanted me to meet his family in Hawaii. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. So that was the end of that. Cut ties, no more. Bye, weirdo. I happened to have been at a coworker's listing, and he messaged me while I was there, and she was like, he was doing the same thing to another real estate agent friend of mine, and he was offering to buy her a Mercedes and take her to Hawaii. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yep, this is the guy. So it's not just you usually that they're doing it to. They're usually doing it to a lot of people. So it's not just you. So don't feel like you're alone. You're not alone. They're weirdos and they do weird shit. And since I'm deep in this sharing horror stories, one popped up today which inspired me to get on here and kind of get this out and do it. This other one, real piece of work. He didn't want to show me proof of funds at the beginning of it. It was a disaster. Luckily I had my partner with me at the showing because he scared him off for the most part and I didn't have to deal with him too much, and it ended very quickly, okay? And I'm gonna get into that as well when we talk about afterwards safety issues. But it just popped up today. Somebody had shared that he was arrested for domestic violence twice. And he apparently is just like abusing women and stalking them on the internet. And his favorite thing to look for are realtors. So safety is really important in what we do. And it's really important to surround yourself with people in this industry that are going to help you out. You want to have a good relationship with your broker so you can go to them and say, listen, is this okay? Well, talk to them about it. Be able to communicate the situation if you feel at all uneasy or unsafe. Or a team, be on a team. Have a teammate that you can go to showings with or go to a showing with you if you feel uncomfortable. Have a lender that you can get these people pre-crawled, pre-approved, and looked into deeply. And they're the ones who are going to be able to really separate the good people who just aren't ready yet that we love so much, and those people who have nefarious reasoning behind why they want to work with you. It's so important at this day and age that you take care of yourself. There was a real estate agent in Las Vegas recently who had some man come in and attack her, and she had to hide in the house. He broke in and went after her in the closet and was doing lewd acts, and it was just a horrible story. You can look it up. It's terrible. So we have to really look out for each other as agents. If any young agent wants to call me and ask me for my help, I'm here for you. It's really dangerous out there, and I worry, honestly, I worry about new agents, and I worry about, and not just new agents, older agents. They're doing it to older agents too. So, if you are a buyer who isn't quite ready yet, but still wants to get in, don't be afraid to reach out to us. Just understand that there's certain qualifications that we need to go through because we have to deal with people like this who you would never think in a million years were pulling something. So just remember that, we have to check off our boxes to make sure we're safe. So please applaud us for doing that instead of please don't be offended ever. Also, another little tips for you guys, just some small tips that I go by. You don't have to. Everybody does their business differently. I don't go out for drinks. I don't go out for drinks with clients. It's something I don't do. I would be careful with that. Going to meet for coffee in a public place and going to, out to lunch to work a deal. Totally understand that. But I don't go out for drinks, and I don't respond to heart eye emojis in my DMs or flirtatious messages. Like, those are dead giveaways. there's plenty of other clues and red flags that your instincts are going to tell you something's not right here. And I suggest that you truly listen to those instincts because you're probably right. And we might have to do a part 2 on this because this video is dragging a little bit, but I even tried to get got, you know what I mean, fooled by a pastor, a man of God, a man of God. I tell you, I might have to do a part 2 on this one because I've got stories. All right. So with all of that said, I want to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel, for supporting me. I love you so much and I'm so grateful. Right now I'm in our latest listing at 35 Day Dawn. I figured, you know, throw a little grift in there, you know? So anyway, this is the new listing. You'll see it on the channel. Just look up 35 Day Dawn and it's 405,000. It's a great house. So yeah, that's it. And if anybody has any questions, hit them in the comment box. I'd love to hear from you and your thoughts on it. And I love you all. You're great. Thank you.